family, how you doing? This is Pastor Zoe, and I have none other than my friend, my brother from another mother. We go way back decades. None other than Pastor Travis Newkirk.
God be the glory.
Yeah, he's actually here in Portland with me. Can you believe it? And I'm glad you're here, my man.
I'm glad to be here, sir.
Man, he had a chance to share with our students on today, and listen, it was very profound, and I got a lot from it as well. And just talking about knowing your destiny, and it just was a blessing to hear, which you'll probably be seeing that online soon anyway. But thanks for coming. Thank you for accepting the invite to come be a blessing to us.
This was an awesome experience. This was just a one in a lifetime thing that sometimes you just don't get a chance to partake in. So I'm just fortunate to be here with you, brother, and just great environment. This great Christian environment to be able to be a blessing.
Well, how was the trip?
Man, it seemed so long, but it was good. God blessed us. I was able to get to where I needed to get to, so I will not complain.
All right. Well, I'm glad you were taken care of, and we're just talking, having a regular talk today, and we're just inviting you in on it. And he was talking a lot about knowing your destiny today, and there were some great points he made even about Esther. And can you just share a little bit of that and just the importance of why we need to know?
Yeah, I mean, Esther is such a profound story about how you could see God divinely orchestrating his will through two individual lives. And you could also see the plot of the enemy trying to really eradicate a group of people. But God is so rich in his mercy and his knowledge, his foreknowledge, that he raised up two individuals to be able to be at a certain place at a certain time in history to basically change the world. And we don't know the Jews that were spared. One of them could have been Jesus's ancestor. Even though we know that there was a group that already went back to Israel. This is post-captivity, but who knows?
Right.
So we just thank God that, I'm glad we serve a God.
Right.
Who's not surprised by anything that the devil does.
Come on, I'm glad about that.
But it's an awesome story, but it was also very good to understand about. It wasn't just about gifts. It wasn't about the fact that Esther was beautiful. It wasn't the fact that she was a virgin, but it was also how God used her. She exercised the wisdom of God.
Yes.
And being able to strategically maneuver some things so that she could gain favor.
Yes.
And I think that, to me, was one of the most beautiful parts of the story, because oftentimes we can focus on the fact our natural gifts. I am beautiful. I am artistic. I have all these wonderful things that I operate in, but also how to use them in the time that you're supposed to use them. That just says a lot about how God just sets up things. So that was awesome.
I really love what you said about how now is the appointed time, and also how Mordecai was used as the foundation to push Esther. Because she really was afraid.
Right.
And didn't want to do it, and kind of had a come to Jesus moment, so to speak. Like, hey, listen, don't think just because you in the palace like you're exempt.
Exactly.
Once they find out your identity.
We all need a Mordecai in our lives.
Right.
To be able to sense and discern the season.
Right.
And the time. The Bible talks about how the sons of Issachar, they knew the times and the seasons of the Lord. You will see that concerning I think it's the king Ahasuerus, when Vashti did not come to him when he called her. He called for these wise men, or these individuals who were proficient in knowing the law. He said they knew the times it's talking about appointed time,
Right.
like season.
Right.
And we all need a Mordecai in our life who can discern the time and also push us
Right.
when we're kind of like, I don't need to do that. I'm okay.
Right.
I got a house. I got a car. I'm good. I don't need no more money. I don't need, we get in that time of comfort. We're the season of comfort where
Right.
we feel like, okay, I have arrived. But we have to have a Mordecai in our life, like, no, man, you need to do this, you need to do that, because who knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? You might just be alive for such a time as this, or given this opportunity for such a time as this. So we all need a Mordecai.
Yeah, and the other thing I liked as well, as far as God providing you an opportunity and a stage. And when you said that, I'm just thinking, not even with this university, but just in general, what God is doing in the world.
Right.
And with me being coast to coast weekly, I'm seeing what God is doing broadly, like a broad sense. And it's like he's providing opportunity, he's providing platforms, he's
Correct.
providing these things. And you can't be so caught up as far as being self-centered.
Correct.
To be like, oh, this is all about me. No. And that's when we go back and look at Saul, King Saul. He actually was a good man. He gave his own money to finance education and so many philanthropic type activities before he was king. He was a legit man. And of course, they asked for a king. That was God's permissive will, not perfect will. And so he was doing good.
Right.
But then all of a sudden he starts getting off, thinking that I can do what I want to do. And God tells him, hey, don't take any spoils from this battle. And now pride is seeping in to where he thought, I can do it because of my position.
Correct.
I'm an exemption.
Right.
I'm exempted from having to follow this. And when that happens, I think that starts to have a left turn, so to speak.
And we see it time and time again when God gives us a platform, we try to venture off into other things instead of staying in our lane.
Right.
And that's a type of pride, because the over exaggeration of, or over exaggerated praise and opinion of yourself, that you can do something that you were not called to do. And it might not be that you can't do it.
Right.
You might even have the skills and the qualifications to do it, but doesn't mean you should do it.
Yeah, that's
and I think that's where we have to watch ourselves when we have been given a platform. Just because you can doesn't mean you should.
Right.
And if you're going to be effective God's way, because God knows, and also too, you might be stepping into somebody else's blessing.
Yeah. Right.
Like, this is what I have reserved for them, and this is what I've given you. So stay in your lane.
Yeah, I like that. It's kind of like, I always say that there's a big difference between a good thing and a God thing.
Exactly.
And it's simple, 1-0.
Yeah.
But
and every good thing ain't a God thing.
Right.
Yeah,
Exactly.
every good thing is not a God thing.
Yeah, everything isn't profitable.
Yeah.
And so I think that's important. But I just really enjoyed that message today, and I just think it spoke volumes on what's going on, period, in our world today. And I think it's very important that, hey, if you're confused about what you should be doing, Jeremiah 33:3 says, call unto me and I will answer you and show you great and mighty things which thou knowest not. And a lot of times we look to people for answers where we should actually be looking to God. And that's what a personal relationship is all about, taking ownership. We thank God for fivefold, we're fivefold. But ultimately you need to ask God. We can help to nurture you and help develop you and point you in the right direction, but ultimately it's what is God telling you. And once you find that out, he opens doors that no man can shut. Yeah. Well, we just had a quick talk with brothers, so we have some other things to do today, and we are actually privileged. He's going to be speaking with our chapel team today as well, pouring on inside of them as well. And so I'm excited about that. So once again, I'm ecstatic that my brother is here with me in Portland, Oregon.
Yes, sir.
And we'll be hooking up again this weekend in Charlotte. You know, some people have asked if I'm living in Portland.
Mm-hmm.
You know, no, I'm not living in Portland. I have my church in Charlotte. I have my family in Charlotte. I have my supporting cast on the East Coast. So Pastor Zoe has not moved to Portland, although I am here a few days out of the week fulfilling an assignment that God has called me to, and I'm also in Charlotte as well. So for those of you who wanted to visit the church and you were questioning if I was living in Portland or not, I am in Charlotte, alive and well. Compass for Life is there, and of course Pastor Newkirk is at Centrifuge in Charlotte, or right on the fringes of Charlotte,
Right.
Harrisburg, but right down the street from UNCC.
Right down.
So, yep, great ministry going on. You're going to want to check him out. And if you feel so inclined to, you can check us out at Compass for Life. But we're brothers, we're kingdom builders, and we're teammates. So we're all in this together. So until the next time, I love you. God bless you. And remember that something good is going to happen to you, and the best is yet to come. And also you got to what? Know your
destiny. Go from faith to faith, from glory to glory, and know Jesus is Lord.
Yep.
And know your destiny.
Amen. God bless y'all. We got some things to do.
Yes, sir.
Peace.